So following on from the previous video, here's something else that you should bear in mind. In the previous video, I gave you a function f of x equals this, and the inverse function is this here. And the domain is what you can put into the machine without it breaking down. So you would select a number within the domain, put it into the machine, and it will spit out some sort of number over here. You see, the range is something that captures all the things that has been spat out. You can think of it that way. Now, when you come to find when it comes to the inverse function here, now what you can put into this inverse function is basically what's in the range. So remember, the inverse function is you putting all these numbers back into this machine here. So it's really you putting all these numbers here, put it back into this machine. It will then work backwards to find out what you originally put into this machine. So if you think about it, hang on, this here is a domain. The domain is what you can put into the machine, and then it will spit out some sort of number over here. Now, when it comes to the inverse function, what you can put into this function is basically what's been spat out in the first place. So the domain for the inverse function is really the range of the original function. And so imagine you putting this number into this machine here. What will be spat out would be the domain of the original function, if that makes sense. So for example, if you put, remember, you put in the 5 into the original function, it will spit out the third here. Now, if you put a third into this machine, it will spit out the number 5. So you see, the domain for the inverse function is really the range, because what you can put into this machine here is what's been spat out over here. What's been spat out over here is what you can put into the inverse function. And when you work backwards, it's basically you capturing all these numbers here. Well, as it turns out that the range of the inverse function here is the domain of the original function, and the domain of the inverse function is the range of the original function. Just bear that in mind, okay?